Pew 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 pew. Nailed it. Hello and welcome back to Crash Gaming. This is Captain Crash 117, and today I have something very special to show you guys. Today it is the King's Fall raid. This raid is super nostalgic for a lot of people. When it came out in Destiny 1, it feels like 500 years ago. It was kind of the end of the Destiny 1 era before Destiny 2 came out, and a lot of people really liked it. It was Oryx was the big bad guy of Destiny 1. So, yeah, seeing it again is really nostalgic for a lot of people. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through each one of the encounters that you have to go through, and do my best to try to explain how it's going, how to do them, so that you can do them with your own fire teams, and hopefully I can help out a little bit. I'll try to do those little bookmarked in between every single one, so you can jump between the encounters as you see fit. But yeah, we'll get into it. I'm showing you the first encounter right now, and I actually came in here by myself to show you the whole encounter, and both, there's three sides to the encounter. Well, two sides. There's the left, right, and the center side. So I figured I'd come in here and show you real quick. They are pretty much identical. They kind of look like this on either side. And basically what the premise, the setup for this one is to have two people going left, where I'm at right now, two people to go center, which is this room I'm in now, and two people to go right, which I will go show you the right side right here as well. It looks basically just like the left side, a bunch of, ruins and people spawn and all of that. Yeah, and yeah, so we did two middle, two left, two right, and then within the left and right sides, you have one guy on the left who's collecting the orb, one guy clearing ads, and then the same on the right, one guy collecting orbs and one guy clearing ads. And then the people in the center's job is to destroy these little barriers that show up every time an orb gets bought, as well as a little bit of ad clear. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and get started. And to get started, two people grab, one for each of the relics. You both grab it. This little portal in the middle is going to show up. Everybody else has to kill it. And then within a few seconds, or right at the same time preferably, you're both going to deposit your orbs at the same time. And then two people go left, two people go right, and two people are going to stay in the middle. Now for this event, I stayed in the middle, so I'll be showing you how to do that one real quick. And that's about it. Right now I'm going down here to show you these doors that appear. So, they're over on this side. And then as soon as they grab their orb on each side, one on each side, they're going to coordinate and say, hey, I'm grabbing my orb. These walls are going to appear again. One on the inside, which the other guy will take care of, and one on the inside, which the two people in the middle will take care of. So I'm taking care of my wall. And then it also appears back in the middle where the orbs are all over again, just like before when we did the first thing. So people in the center's job is to kill ads and to destroy those walls so that the people with the orbs can run in, and they're coordinating with each other to when to grab the orbs so that they can come in and do it at the same time. And you just do that a whole bunch of times. So I am going to speed it up a little bit because it is kind of just the same thing over and over again. There's no real puzzle that comes into this one. It's not particularly hard. Yeah, that's about all that it is. There are snipers. You probably just saw me just kill them, spawning at the end of the hallway there. Killing them helps because they can see both sides and they'll be shooting at you, especially on hard mode. So yeah. They'll coordinate and say, hey, we're grabbing our orb. As soon as they grab the orbs that the little walls are going to appear. So if you're in the center, you need to destroy your wall to let them in. And then they're going to just run into the center and deposit their orbs. They're going to do that a whole handful of times. And then that will be the end of the first encounter, or the orb encounter. I'm not sure what people are calling it these days. I went ahead and fast forwarded all the way to the end of the last one here. So here I am destroying the walls as they coordinated 1, 2, 3 to grab their orbs, and then started running towards the center. And once they get to the center, they are going to deposit their orbs, and that is going to be that. All right, and this is the little jumping puzzle part of this raid. I'm just gonna let it run through so that you guys can follow along if you need to. Alright, there we go. And once you get over to this part, the puzzle is there's two little platforms that there's one right there to my left, one on the other side on the right. One person stands on each plate, and that will send the cart to the other side, and then two people on the other side have plates that they can stand on to get the plates to go to come on this side. And that's all you do is two plates to this side till two people get to the other side, then they stand on the plates to get you over here. And yeah. And this is also where the first of the secret chests are at. So once you have one person stand on each plate and your cart starts moving, where you want to go is to, hold on, there to the left there, where that guy is at. There's like a little walkway. And what you want to do is jump better than I did and get over there. Watch out for these little spikes on the wall. They will make it, they like push you off so you can't get up there. And once you get up here, there's the first secret chest right there. And then, yeah, once you got your secret chest, all you're going to do is you're going to run on over to this area over here. And you're going to want to stand on a plate so you can get the other guys over so they can go at the secret chest. And if you don't get the want to get the secret chest, it'll just bring you over to here. And then you're good to go. Alright, welcome to the second encounter. This one is called Totems, and this one is pretty straightforward. You basically just want to split into two groups of three. Three on left, three on right. You're going to have one person be the person that picks up the totem and starts the encounters. There's that one on the left, one on the right. They should be picking them up at the same time. And then the other two people, they're going to be waiting for a wizard to come out the door on either side of these platforms, like the one I'm on and the one that's on the other side. And when you kill that wizard, a fallen knight shows up, and when you need to kill that knight. So here's the wizard, and here is the knight. And when he dies, he drops this little orb that you need to grab, and you need to run down to where the other guy is, and you need to grab the totem that he is holding from him so that he doesn't explode and die. And as soon as he does pick up the totem, another wizard's going to spawn with another knight. And then I'm going to pick it up here. And I'm going to run down and just swap out the guy who just swapped out the other dude. So it becomes just an endless circle. So once I swap out with him, you have to hold X to get it. I'm just trying to get kills, because when you get kills of the fallen, you get these the Deathbringer's powers. And the Deathbringer's powers what allows you to finish the encounter. So you just kind of want to get as much as that. So I'm going to sit here and killing, and then this guy's going to come. He's going to swap me out, and then I'm running straight to the middle. There's this little platform right here. And as I stand on this platform, my Death Singer debuff will disappear, and then I'm good to go back up and start the cycle all over again. So that guy is going down to swap him out. I'm coming up here, and as soon as he grabs the totem, there's another wizard, followed by another knight. And then I grab the light, whatever it is called, the brand, I think is what it's called. Yeah, the brand. And then I go and grab the totem from the guy down here. I stand on this little platform and kill the Taken for as long as I can, until the next guy comes to swap me out. So here he comes right there. He's going to come grab the totem. And then again, I am running to the middle to drop off all of my Death Singer power, and then it just keeps going like that. So once all my Death Singer's powers are gone, I will jump up here and wait for the wizard, kill the wizard, and then kill the knight. And as you can see, on both sides, it's identical. You do the exact same thing, and you just pretty much do this like 10 times until eventually the encounter is completed and the door opens. And I also want to point out, you probably just saw him come through right there. There is an unstoppable ogre that spawns through the door in the middle every now and then. So that's a thing you need to be thinking about too, is having your unstoppable whatever gun, there he is right there, unstoppable guy. They're not the biggest thing to handle, just know that you might have to handle it. But there you have. That's basically how you do this entire encounter. There are a few little tips and tricks that do make it easier. Like for instance, if you're running a little late getting to the guy in the middle, because he'll die if the timer runs out. The guy who's waiting here with the bubble that you have to grab from him, you can survive a few seconds outside of being in the platform in the middle. So you can run to meet him if you absolutely have to, like if you guys need some time to catch up. And also if like someone dies, like one of the people that's holding the banner dies, you can pick it back up and keep going. You just have to kind of reset where you're at and then just keep going. Like it's not too hard to fix it. If one or two people die, it's not a big deal. But there you have it. That's the end of that encounter, and we're on to the next one. Yeah, this one's pretty fun and a little bit easier than that one. I'd say it's probably the hardest encounter was that one, but it's not like it's really that hard. Okay, and welcome to the next encounter. I think this one's called Warpriest. Yeah, Warpriest. This one's pretty straightforward, kind of like the other ones. There's three little circle discs in the front on all three sides, one on the left, one middle, one right. Basically, you just want to have 2 people left, 2 people middle, 2 people right, and then each side has someone who's a designated plate person. And that's about it. The other 3 are basically just they're there for DPS and to kill all the ads that spawn. So as you just watched, to get the encounter started, you just have all 3 people stand on a platform, and that gets it started. And then it starts ads in the middle, left, right, and so you just keep doing it. And eventually it'll tell you this little like glyph reading thing gets started, glyph sequence. And what you have to do for that is have the guy who is your plate guy in the middle. He is going to stand on his plate, and he is going to look behind the 2 statues that he can see in the middle, and he'll see a little light glowing on the back of them, and that'll tell him which of the platforms that needs to get shot. If he can't see one, it means his, so he has to get off and then get on to start it, and then everybody, it just goes from there. So if he gets on it and he sees the left one is glowing, then he's going to say left, and then the left guy is going to jump on his, and then he's going to look and he's going to see the right side, and then I'm going to jump on mine. It's important that you don't get off of your plate until all 3 have been stood on. So like in this case, there goes the middle guy. He's going to stand in the middle. He's going to see that his middle one was glowing, so he went ahead and got off, then back on, so that, because he saw that it was his, so he had to get on his. It's kind of a weird mechanic, but you have to get off, then get back on. And then he called left, the guy on left got on, which means I was the last one, I got on right. And then we drop down here, someone drops a well, and we start doing our DPS. Just use whatever you want, supers, snipers are good, linear fusion rifles. I'm using Xenophage, which isn't the best, but it gets the job done. And yeah, this is the DPS phase. And then after a second, he will say the Warpriest calls upon the Oculus, and you have to run and hide behind one of these statues like I'm doing right now before he goes and kills you all like you just saw, right? So we're doing DPS, and then all of a sudden he'll say that thing, and you have to go and hide behind one of the statues, or like the little glyphs with the words on it, in order to not be completely wiped out. And then it just starts over. So here we are just killing ads, and in a second we will go and step on pads again. Yeah, there it is. All right. Yeah, so then it says glyph sequence. He jumps on the middle one, and then he'll tell you which one it is. Again, it was the middle one, so he had to get off, then get back on. Then it was left and right again. It was basically exactly the same as before, and now it's time for some more DPS. And then in this encounter, it's possible to do it in this one we do but yeah, just like before, DPS, 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 and then eventually he'll do this stupid little, it's after the aura of the initiate disappears. It'll go away, and then it'll say, oh man, what is it that he says? Oh, the Warpriest calls upon the Oculus, and you just need to hide behind, just like before, any of these like giant walls. You'll see it disappear, just like that. There it goes. And then it's back to killing ads until it's time to do pads. Okay, and so he jumps on his, He says left, and then I go to right. Normally, I didn't get to show you this time around, but you would see a little. It's hard to miss glowing white. If you get on your, if he gets in the middle one, you'll see it glowing, and it'll tell you what direction he has to shoot. And there you have it. We killed the boss here on this last damage phase. Yeah, it's pretty awesome, and that's Warpriest. And after he's dead, then you go through this portal, and you just go along this. I'm going to fast forward to the next encounter. Golgoroth is the next encounter, because it takes me forever to get through this, and we don't even get the second chest. So I will see you at the next encounter. Okay, and welcome to the Golgoroth encounter. This one's pretty cool. I actually kind of like this one. And the setup that we did for this one is 3 left, 3 people on the right. To get started, you shoot the orb that's there, and basically just the 3 people on the left and 3 people on the right. You just kill ads for a pretty long time. You just do that. And then, so on each side, on one on the left and the one on the right, you guys are going to have a guy whose entire purpose is to draw the gaze of Golgoroth, so that the people that are in the middle down at the bottom, called the pit, can do as much DPS as they can. So figure out who wants to be the person that draws the gaze. It doesn't really matter. And the other 4 are going to just be doing DPS. That's the whole point of them doing here. There's really not much else to do. But we can get to that here in a second. So after a while, this little berry will drop up at the top. Yeah, that thing. And shoot it down, and that actually starts the damage phase. So you go down here, and yeah, you stand in the goo that you just created, and it allows you to do the damage phase. And you'll notice right now I'm not doing any damage, and that's because no one on top has the gaze. But once it is, there it is. Once the gaze is on one of those guys, it says Golgoroth shifts his gaze to teach. You want it to be one of the people that are on top, up on that the ledge, and so he won't look down at us, and we can just sit there and damage him. And then when our little berry fades out, there's a new one at the top. We shoot that one, it drops, and then we go and do that. And one more very important thing, I will get to it actually when I get it, but there is a like a debuff, I guess you could call it, that it just counts down, and at the end of the countdown, here it is, it's called Unstable Light. I have it right now. It's just a little countdown, and at the end of it, you give off a huge explosion. It doesn't kill you, it just damages whatever's around you, but it will kill your teammates, so you have to get away from them. If you notice that you have that debuff, get away from your guy so that you don't just wipe your whole team unknowingly. And then, yeah, the whole encounter is just this. The 2 people on top taking turns shifting gaze, people on bottom shooting the berries to get them to drop so you can stand them and do the damage phase. And I'm the divinity guy in this case, so and then it starts just right on over again. Yeah, so you basically just do the exact same thing. You stand on top until eventually you're just gonna shoot down the berry it's just basically once the berry's there. Yeah, and then you just go and do the same thing. It's not that intuitive, or there's not a lot going on there, but there it is. That's beating gold. Yeah, you get the sweet chest, and then yeah, you move on over to the next encounter, which is this jumping encounter, which I will just let run. So you don't have to hear my voice talking about just how you jump. I also do go to a secret chest, so check that out along the way as well. Okay, and welcome to the next encounter. This one is the Sisters encounter. This one's pretty cool, and also a little more convoluted, I'd say, than the previous ones that we've done. So you'll notice you've got the two bubble sisters up on top, and there's going to be one that's kind of shooting at you. That's the one that you always want to be attacking first. If you do the other one first, it'll wipe you. So you have to make sure you're doing the one that is shooting first. Now, what you want to do is you want to put 3 people on the other half, like on the other side of the sisters, and 3 people on this side, kind of like forward and back, 3 on each side. And then you want to basically have one person in charge of each platform, which there's 4 platforms in all 4 corners, and then the extra person on each one is basically there to kind of replace you if they need to, because it'll always be, for this encounter, it'll always be one person from each side that has to do things. So basically, to get the encounter started, there'll be like one knight on top of one of the platforms. You kill him, and it begins the encounter. And then once he's dead, basically what will happen is one guy will go like invisible or turn taken, and then another person will have their, on the opposite side usually, will have their platform will glow. And so that person has to jump onto their pad. Well, the guy who is taken or invisible or whatever you want to say comes and starts on your pad, and then once he gets there, if the pad is activated and stays activated, someone has to stay on top of it during the duration. You will see these little footpaths that you run to the end of, and then there's a little ball at the end, and you grab that, and you take that ball to whichever sister was shooting at you. Sometimes it's left, sometimes it's the right one. You just have to, do the right one, and after you do that a few times, the sister's shield will go down, and you will be able to do the damage step, and then you saw me use divinity, and then a lot of people, just doing damage. She dies pretty quick, and then you just have to do it again for that other sister. Right, so there you have it. After the taken guy runs over to whoever's pad is lit up, they can jump over, grab the ball, and detonate them on the Death Singers. And then now you can just light them up. And obviously, if it's like from here, you can just jump up where the old sister was, and it dies. And there you have it. It's a super easy mechanic. It's literally just 3 people on each side, people taking turns on their platforms to make it to where you can do taken and go grab the orbs. And if you guys have any questions, please leave a comment down below, and hopefully I can help you out. Okay, and this is the final encounter. You're finally fighting Oryx, the Taken King. Now, fortunately, this one runs kind of the same as the sisters did, and that you want 3 people in the front, 3 people in the back, and then people will be taking each of their corners, one person in each corner, with one dude kind of being a res guy / helping to kill things and just doing whatever it is that he needs to do, really. He's just kind of an extra body / DPS guy. Alright, and so here we're about to get started in it. Everything works, kind of the same as the sisters did, in that there's the 4 platforms, and you want one person in each corner for each of the platforms. And then someone is going to there's Oryx right there. I'm trying to look at him. Look at that ugly mug. He's going to move around to one of the platforms. I'll show you here in a second once he actually moves. My platform's got a knight on top that I got to take care of. Everybody will have a knight. So he's going to move over to one of the corners, and then he's going to smash down on it. And after he smashes down on it, that platform is going to glow, and that's going to be the first one that someone is going to be taken, and they have to go to that platform and then do the whole stairs and do all of that thing. And then in all 4 corners on both sides, so 8 corners, there's 4 corners on this side, 4 corners on the other side. You'll have an ogre spawn on one side and a knight spawn on the other. You have to kill the ogres to spawn your bomb, and the knights are just a hassle. So once the ogre's dead, these little black balls will go there. Oh, here I am on a platform, right? So the guy who's taken is going to come to my platform, and then he's going to follow those little jumpity doodads over to his little orb, and he's going to grab it, and then I can get off my pad after he's done. And after that happens, once these bombs spawn, the last guy to do it is going to have a little bubble around him, and so you're going to stand in that corner to where I was just at, where there's the bomb is there, and you're going to run to the center, or wherever you guys plan on doing it. You know, he moves around. Some people do it like in front of Oryx. The center kind of lets everybody get there, and that starts the DPS stage as long as your bomb went off while you were inside that little bubble, and then it starts all over again. So we wait for him to, oh wait, actually, in between damage steps, he'll either do one of two things. He'll do what he's doing right now, where he's spawning like bombs, meteorites to hit you, or he'll like teleport you into the Taken realm, where there's like a mini version of him that you have to murder, and then once he's murdered, he will come in. So here he is at mine, right? So he smashes, I jump up, this lights, and this lets people know that where they're going, and then the guy who is taken, it's kind of random, will come, and he will jump onto those platforms. Only the person that's taken can jump on the platforms. And he'll grab the bomb. And you do that 3 separate times, and in between every single one, those ogres and the knight is over there. They spawn. You want to make sure you kill those guys. You don't want them to get to the other side, and you need them to spawn the bombs. So yeah, once all 3 of those are done, the last guy who does it will generate, he'll be holding the bomb. Here I have it again, and it's his job. It's kind of like protects you, right? So there it is right there. You see it? So once you see it come up, you're going to wait here, and then you're going to time it with all of your people. When he says Oryx calls upon the darkness, everybody's going to go into their little corner and run over to the orb, and that starts the DPS phase again. For DPS, I'm running Divinity so that the rest of my guys, they can all use linear fusion rifles, machine guns, whatever you want to use. And we unfortunately had to do a 3rd round. Oryx does have a last stand, so you can see like his last little bit of health there. You have to do a little bit special, which we'll get to. Right now we've got another damage phase, and it's much of the same thing. So we did meteorites again, and we're running around. I got killed by him. I wasn't moving fast enough. I forgot about this phase where in between damage phases, he'll either teleport you in or he'll summon meteorites to come and try to kill you. But yeah, once that's done, it starts all over again with another round. So Oryx is going to climb around to someone's pad. There he is. He's going to smash down, and then someone's going to jump up there, and that's going to start the first person's going to go Taken. He's going to go to that pad and then use the sort of stairs that appear to go grab the bomb. And everybody else is going to kill knights and ogres that appear in all 4 corners. There he is. And then you just pay attention to if your pad needs to be it. So there's mine. Again, I'm just summoning the thing. I don't think this whole time I get Taken. But it's basically the same thing as it was for the sisters. And you don't want to stand on the pad and stay on it because it'll kill you. So once they're done using it, you get off. You don't want it to confuse people. And here you do it 3 times. So this is the 3rd go around. And once they grab it, that 3rd person, the person who grabs it the 3rd time, is going to have the bubble. You wait for Oryx to call darkness. You stand in it until it says your name. See, there's this Captain Crash's Detonated Encrypted Light. And you run into the bubble. If you don't run into the bubble, it'll kill you. So you need to run into the bubble. And then here it is, the last stand. So once you get him there, he'll move around to the front, kind of over where he came to. And to the left and to the right, there's going to be two ogres that spawn. It's nice to have a preset of people who are going to go and kill those ogres, but it's not necessary. The whole team can concentrate on him if you want. And he goes into his last stand after those ogres are dead. And then the bombs, it does the same thing. There's 2 bombs, so someone has to go collect those bombs, run to the center. Alternatively, you just murder him. And there he is, floating off into darkness. Leave a comment below if there's anything you had any questions about or any other content that you want to see. Hit that like button and subscribe for more Destiny 2 action. Thank you so much for watching.